I think the second half, they've looked a lot better compared to that. The first, they have had some competitive games.
Well, I think that's the sort of split, right, is...
Yeah, you can see that Geekay have targeted the shields as they banned 2 of them away from Geekay, which does force Flexi into the Blackbeard. And getting in towards the tower side is just not working for Team Secret as they've been slaughtered by Grubby, who has really been on fire over the past few play days for Geekay. And yeah, this is just going to be a clean sweep inside the first round. Team for drills now. Just a case of how many will he take with him. The minute left. Who's gonna... Oh, well, Sarks gives himself up. And so does Yoga. Now this is where Geekay, just sit in your hands.
Yeah, at this point, right, he's still got to get in towards Horse. He's got no more to be able to just keep this off. Because think about the... Like, anywhere that you're having yourself as an... anywhere you're having yourself as a route in is going to have a crossfight. And, well, there is that immediate cross.
Really hit a good stride so far in this stage. And right now he is leading the way for his side. You see a very early trade within the first minute. Mowgli able to take down Ask, but Ask was still able. Cause a little bit of something against Noah. Now Mowgli, let's see if he can try and find a second, but there it is, that man that we just mentioned, Grubby, with another one. And once more, Team Secret just getting absolutely obliterated. Flexi on the Blackbeard. How do you lose that? You have a shield, keep it on your face, but no. Geekay once again stopping that initial attack from Secret, and Secret just relying on clutch players now.
Well, both of them pretty bruised. In fact, one of them a little bit beyond as they're removed from the round, leaving just Drills left. A 4 versus 1. At this point, it would just feel like a bit of a pity kill. Obviously, without the 2 shields, they can't quite get themselves a route through, but Gruby doesn't even want to give them any more. Yes.
Look at Ask, just kind of off on his own. He'll be droned out and now has to fall back. So nobody wanting to hold in towards that top floor. Geekay happy enough to give control of top floor over. Seems that Grubby actually went for a bit of a wander there on the smoke. Was able.
You look at the previous 2 rounds, it's a 3K from Gruby, it's a 4K from Gruby. Now it's just 1. But now it's down to, oh no, Ask. Who was the man who sort of sealed the final round last time, had an absolute... And there's some support that's coming around, but you talk about buying time, you talk about gadgetry and wasting it. The keepers are getting him some. Upor tried to save the man inside the medical room, but unfortunately was put to sleep. There's the swing round. It's going to be a very narrow firefight. He didn't actually see the man at first, but he gets the last.
Even if we get to the final minute. This is actually going to reinforce up Meeting Wall 2. So at least for Secret, they have got some form of foothold. And, well, there's a bit of a turn now for Secret as they have got the opening pick for the first.
It shows that, you know, I think not taking time out was enough that we were talking about it. So, or maybe they'll be able to pull it off the back of this. But it's Flexi gets the double. Uport does find one in and amongst the mix of it. Mowgli has gone down. It's a technical 3 versus 2 as they get finished off. But Flexi picks up the Glaz, picks up the secondary, and picks up 3 bodies for the round, and is also going to pick up some plant points by the looks of it. No way Upor can really stop this. It's being held by a crossfight, and as Oscar is inside chat regaling, it's the C4 over the top that won't quite get the body. But Drill sure gets his one. They have a round down.
Oh, Yoga. That is a boisterous peak, but it works out for him. Finds Flexi. So the value that he could get out of those drones is going to be null and void. And oh no, that's really bad timing from Oscar. But Flashbang, I think, has worked for him, but he's tried to crawl for it. Ask just says hello. Catches him out. I mean, Oscar. What was that?
Cannot get their cells safely in. Well, they've got to try and find at least a kill or 2 for the trouble. There's a little bit of dodge and weave either way, but unfortunately the only one weaving right now is Gruby. Well, Mowgli spins on the dime, almost gets himself a second. As Zafir goes down, it leaves him just outside the breach. Now Upor is also down, but he's within the crossfire, right? What do you do here? Yeah, you try and dig your way through, can't. That gets them at least a stem. Now, do they take their time out here, or do they hold? Razor Bloom, but there's the C4 ripped and blown to no avail. There's a bit of damage done. Oscar's able to find one. They're dropping behind the fence wall itself and slipping their way. There's a man Close round to the side, but Ask, in the meantime, he slipped himself back to a bit more of a pressure point here and held tight. Can they try and get the plant in? There is Flexi making the move now at this point. GK needs to try and bite their way back in, but it's traded back and forth. The kit gets caught out, and there's Oscar catching one more for the trouble, but Groovy gets 1 and 2! Does find themselves now in the 1 versus 1, but 5 seconds. He has to go for the fight. It's Deagles at Dawn demo, and it's something that GK locked down.
They needed the best loss possible, whether that be an overtime loss, and even if it was a regulation
that map, because last time we saw them play it, it was against G2. They struggled a little bit in attacks, which has been
Of shoulder checking. There's the drive
Yeah,
up.
very tough position, I think, without having the kind of util operators, your Wama, your Jaeger, and, well, for Secret, they do bite first, though. Down goes Grubby, a really good pick that Mowgli has been able to find. Oscar just needs to be careful here, but his team are rallying around him. Vidro's with another, and here comes the Blitz. Yaga, though, not going to make that a kill. As Oscar just about got through the rotate in time, so now for GK, yes, they've got control, but they're losing men by the second here.
Upor over the shoulder of the shields, able to find one, but you can see that Secret are just swarming and encircling them. Very well played there. They sort of baited them into the pressure. They had the swing, the combo. You could see it on the sort of shoulder.
Operators get themselves into positions that needed to have got that Grim in there, and for Upor tried to play off that Grim, but actually it's caught out, I believe, by a bit of barbed wire, which actually gave his position away, and Oscar able to take him down. But for GK, they are just now forcing their hand, moving all the way in towards me, and Ask is on an absolute tear. Drills is there with the kill, but it's too little too late. And Grubby, the other man he needs to worry about, gets the final kill. Ask, if their 2 top performers is gone, maybe it's the second wants to try and go into the same place, and he's going to go for it. But Flexi now with 2. The after a third, though. Grubby is waiting for the F2, and Flexi right into the crosshairs. And yeah, it's just not great. Again, Team Secret, they had a really good lead, and GK have been able to square it up. 3 players apiece.
Oh. Buys himself just a second of safety, but he's waiting for some support to come through. And there it is. Groovy gets on towards Oscar, but Drills finds one, and Noah gets Groovy now. Upor in a 1 versus 2. Got Noah and Drills to try and peel his way through, and a tricky way to do it. Can make some of this hold a bit more awkward. There's, nothing more awkward than that. Caught clean off.
Which I think obviously for GK, they'll be thinking. So we'll see. Team Secret can try and go against that. Sarks, opening pick, finds Oscar the smoke. Was able to fire out 1, but oh no. Secret now getting a little bit desperate, looking for kills, and
Yeah, but it's actually going to be the hold from the coverage there. They want to try and slip their way past this, the laser, but it's going to be a grenade. There's 2 more. Make it a flawless end. Secret.
And with that victory, GK confirmed themselves top 4, meaning they will have an extra life when it comes to the playoffs bracket. We get to speak to the winners, as we should have Groovy on the line. Groovy, I'm pretty sure you said we'll see you tomorrow in the interview, and that turns out to be true. Times go fast, though. We were talking about qualification yesterday, and now already top 4. How are you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling great. First thing, hello. Yeah, as I said yesterday, we're gonna see each other again today, and yeah, I mean, that was a good game, you know, like, I don't even know what to say, besides, like, we knew that we have to kind of win games like this. We knew that Secret is kind of in a bad spot right now with the Tracer and everything. So for us, I think it was just like understanding it and going for it, you know?
Yeah, I think
to finalize our idea.
You had a lot more to lose than things to win. Well, Secret had a lot more things to... They weren't really playing for something where you guys were playing for playoffs and top 4, especially, right? You were playing for a lot more than them. And so usually teams in your position, I guess, they would be in a situation where they're trying not to lose and not really playing to win. I think I didn't see that today. I'm just looking at your statistics, looking at you personally, and ask the way that you guys played. You played super aggressive, super confident. In defense, especially, you were the spearhead with Thorn, trying to disrupt them as much as possible. How come that you guys had that mental state, that confidence, where you, in theory, had the most pressure in this game?
Well, I'll be honest with you, like, I don't think we did even care that we are playing for top 4, you know. For us, it was just like another game that we have to win and we want to win. And that's all pretty much, you know. It's not like we spoke, oh guys, it's like important game, let's play this way, that way. We just said, guys, like another game, like another day in the office, just like go to the server, do our job, like follow the plan. Like if you're gonna follow each other and we listen to each other, we're gonna win no matter if the game gets hard or something like this, you know. So we were not thinking about, okay, we cannot lose, you know, we have to win. Like we're not thinking that way. For us, it was like, okay, let's just play, guys, you know, have some fun, do the vibes day, last game of the group stage, we can do more on the playoffs, right?
Gruby, speaking about the playoffs, actually, you'll be playing inside a best of threes. You'll be going up against quite a formidable opponent in G2 or VP, whichever one you end up playing. And I just wanted to ask you about the map pulse, because yesterday you played Nighthaven Labs, and I feel like you corrected a lot of things on that map. And the same with Fortress, which is a map you played up against today, which is a map you played up against G2. Was that the case? Did you want to go to those maps and prove to those teams that actually you'd fixed some of the mistakes on those maps?
To be fair, we didn't really think that way, you know, like the way, like for us, the maps that we just played, like for example today Fortress or the labs yesterday, is like we just felt confident on the map. Like we knew that, okay, the people can show up like as individuals because they like the map a lot or something like this. I don't know, there's certain mini plays that it always works for them. So it was mostly based on that. Okay, the guy wants to make this play and he knows it's gonna work. Let's play this map, for example. You know, it's not like, oh, we fix, we have to show it up. Like I think it would be the opposite, you know, if you'd fix, we would not play the map, you know.
Because you'd want them to pick into it so you could surprise them.
Yeah, it would be the opposite, you know. So
yeah, okay.
I like it. Vibe space. Well, since the group stage is now over, Gruby, is there any moment that you look back on in this group stage that you think was your favorite together with Geekay?
With Geekay, I think maybe not the favorite one, but I think the losses that we had early in the stage, I think it helped us like develop the team a bit better to understand that this is not the level that we want to be and we have to do better, you know. So I think this was the best moment for us. And then maybe, let's say, like the best for me as a player, I think it was the Heretics game that we won 8-6 after trolling the games, but we showed the mentality there that, okay, we lost the rounds, we made it overtime, but we showed the comeback, we can win the games, you know. And I think that was the extra momentum boost for us as a players and for everyone, you know. So that was the best moment, I guess, for the team, not only for me.
All right, well, that mentality has made you lock in top 4. So once again, a big congratulations on that, and we'll see you in playoffs.
See you in the playoffs, guys. I'll be there on every interview you have, no course.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah, that is insane. And so it's two things. I think it's players that are super confident. We see the numbers on Grubby's and Ask's side, absolutely amazing, incredible double digits. The guys had 22 kills after the first 6 rounds. So like, what can you do? But also, I think in general, it's the overall team that